My name is Oginga Carr. I am a certified high performance coach, and the name of my organization is Epiphany Consulting. We help organizations be more productive and profitable by bringing clarity to your people and your processes. And so that is what it's always about. It's about figuring out how we can be more clear and getting the things that we need to be able to get done and get things knocked out within our businesses and within our lives and be able to do it. But I have a really simple question for you today, and it does go back to my 2-year-old son there. And the question is have you ever felt like your teams were bouncing off the wall? That they were bouncing off the wall. I really just wanted an excuse to put my kid up on the screen, honestly. That's really what it was. You see, I'm really smart. You see, I have a 22-year-old and a 2-year-old. Yeah, I'm really smart, which is why I spend so much time on the road training and things as far as that. I signed up for as many trainings as I possibly could as far as to do that. But the thing is, when we're talking about bouncing off the walls in your organization, we mean everybody just trying to get it together where we can't communicate in the right way. We have leadership voids. We have all these issues and these things that go on with it. And I have to say that I definitely understand that as far as like how that happens, because I was in corporate America for 9 years. I was on the sales side first, then I was on the management side. Then we had this corporate reorg that happened. This is a Fortune 100 company. It's defunct now. It doesn't exist anymore because it was gobbled up by another organization. But we had this reorg, and they said, you're going to take on these HR responsibilities as well, too. And so my position changed from being a manager to what I like to call a slash, because I was the manager / HR / payroll / janitor / babysitter / with all these multiple responsibilities. And so I got to see all these organizations, and really within my own, where we have to do so many different jobs and so many different pieces in our organizations. So when you're in leadership roles in your companies, it makes it really difficult. So what I began to understand is that when we were in our organizations, basically what we were doing was dropping our employees off in the ocean. And we'd say, go ahead and swim and figure it out. And so because we were a big company, we could afford to drown a lot of people. That's basically what we did. We would take people, just drop them in the ocean, and they wouldn't work out. We'd take somebody else and we'd drop them in the ocean, and then they work out. And we didn't get very many people to what I like to call a core employee. A core employee is defined as an employee who's been with you for 2 or more years. All right? 2 or more years. That's a core employee. All right? Right, no, because we were just dropping people in the ocean. We were just dropping them off and just drowning them. That was basically it. We had a sales organization, so we would just drop them off. They go out there, they wouldn't be able to sell, they wouldn't make any money, they die off. Then we just run people out over and over again. And believe it or not, it's difficult for businesses to get people to that, because once someone's a core employee, we know what to expect from them, they know what to expect from us, we pretty much know what we're gonna get out of that situation, all right? Now, what we try to get our clients to is to 80% core employees. That's our goals, 80% core employees. Most of the people, when we work with people, they're upside down, they're like 20 or 30% core employees. We're constantly turning people over. And so you're constantly turning people over, and so now we have these issues and these problems that happen with us, and it makes it really difficult for our organization to be able to survive. See, for a company that I was with, a Fortune 100 company, we had enough money to burn. But in a small to medium-sized business, you don't have money to burn in your organization to where we can't get people and lead our people in the right way and be able to get them to where we want them to be, all right? And so what I started to discover and really research a lot of when I went into my slash role was about high performance. So there's some pillars of high performance. See, understand, I'm a former athlete. And so we were really big into getting up into the peak of the game. So you would ramp up the entire week and get high for that game for those two, not high literally, but high for that game for those 2 or 3 hours and do that, and then you would ramp back down. And so we do that a lot in our organizations where we're on these roller coasters where we're doing it. But with high performance, it's about having a level of high performance that's leveled off, and then we level up from that and continue to keep leveling up in what is we do. And so the pillars of those are clarity, energy, courage, influence, and productivity, all right? Now, we don't have enough time to talk about all 5 of the pillars, but I want to talk about clarity today. I want to talk about clarity and how it is that we can be clear in our organizations and make sure that we get things done. So the best way for me to do that with you is to do an activity, all right? I want to do an activity with you as far as a high performance activity that we're going to do. And I love it because we're in a room full of high performers, so I know it's going to be terrific what we're going to do. But I promise you, if you do this activity that we're talking about, if you continue this for 7 days, it's going to change your life. It will change your life and what we're going to do, okay? So when we're talking about high performers, here's the first thing I need you to do for me. I need you to sit up real tall in your seats for me. So sit up real tall in your seats for me, okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Deep breath. As my guy Jeff said, oxygen is unbelievably important. It really is. It's what, when we're freaking out in our business and in our life, one of the big pieces that happens with that is oxygen deprivation. Because what happens is that we're like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And your brain's like, what is going on? We don't have any oxygen. So when we take a deep breath, we find ourselves having more clarity in what it is that we do and what it is that we need to be able to get done. This helps me a lot at 5:30 in the morning when my son wakes up. It's just to take a deep breath for a moment before I even go in to go talk to him to be able to do it, because he's up. He's up, and that's what he's going to do, all right? So to take that deep breath and look and understand it. Now, the activity I want you to do is I want you to think about today is August 24th, 2017, correct? All right, cool, all day, all right? So here's what I want you to think of. I want you to think of August 24th, 2018. I want you to think of a year from now. And I want you to think about in your business, actually your business running the way you want it to run. Your employees actually being engaged, we're having the work, your desk is actually clean. Your job description is not just walking in and seeing what bombs go off. Sorry, defense people. I know it's a little bit different with the military people as far as that. But I mean the things that happen within our business. I want you to think about it from that perspective. Now, if you were thinking about it from that perspective on what we're doing, here's what I want you to think of now. I want you to think of and write down 3 words that would describe you at your very best as an employee, at your very best as a person, at your very best as a boss. Whatever roles it is that you're fulfilling within your business and within your life right now, I want you to think of 3. Not going to share these words with anybody. So 3 words that would describe you at your very best. If you were accomplishing at your best, if you were living at your best, what would be those 3 words? I want you to think about that and write that down for me, okay? Now, while you're writing down those 3 words, I'm going to share with you my 3 words. My 3 words are intentional, vibrant, and loving. Intentional, vibrant, and loving. I got to be intentional in whatever it is I'm doing. So whatever it is that I do, I want it to be on purpose. If I don't do anything, I need for it to be intentional. So I want to be intentional in my actions that I take within my life. I want to be vibrant. I'm in front of rooms all the time. So you got to feel my energy. I got to be able to bounce my energy off of you when I'm dealing with a client, when I'm talking to someone as far as that. I need you to feel my energy, and I want to be loving. I need to be loving to my family. I want to be loving to my clients. I want to be loving to people who I just met. So if I'm living at my best self, I'm going to be intentional, vibrant, and loving, okay? But the activity that's going to change your life that I want you to do with this is that all of us have these lovely smartphones that are in front of us. And so I've heard people mention about smartphones and talk about smartphones all day. When they first created the smartphone, the term that they used that they wanted your smartphone to be was sticky. They wanted it to be with you at all times. They wanted you to use your phone for everything else except for making a phone call. All right? That was a big thing. Okay? Now, I got a really good lesson in that. About 6 weeks ago, I was going to go see a client in Georgia. I was in Atlanta. And so my phone was on a deficit as it usually is. See, normally I keep my charger here with me all the time because my phone is off. As I get emails pushed to my phone, everything pushed to my phone. So my phone is dying all the time. So I didn't have my battery charger and they didn't have a plug on the plane. And so I had 2% on my phone when I turned it on, okay? Then I went to go get in the rental car. So I'm like, cool, I got my car charger. Everything's gonna be fine. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I was getting in late as far as to see the client the next morning. And then I get in the car and the car charger's not working in the car. And all of a sudden it was 1955 all over again. And I was like, is there a map store around somewhere? Or can I borrow somebody's computer and make a map quest to be able to draw my way through here or whatever? So I had to stop at this convenience store and plug my phone in and stand there and plug my phone in for like 20 minutes so I could get some charge in order to be able to get to the hotel to be able to do it. That's how dependent we are on our phones. So our phones can be productivity robbers, but our phones also can be great productivity helpers. Just like Mac was showing you as far as with doing things as far as with your schedule and your calendar, here's something you can do on your phone. Here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to pull your phone out, and I want you to set 3 alarms for yourself. 3 alarms for yourself daily, okay? 3 daily alarms for yourself. And if you have a smartphone, then you can change the name on that alarm from alarm 1, alarm 2, and alarm 3. So I want you to change it to your first word, your second word, and your third word, okay? What these are is these are daily reminders of who the best of ourselves is. See, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I've never been a believer in New Year's resolutions. And that's because you can go to the gym on January the 6th and everybody's there and they got brand new workout gear on. It's really busy. And then you go to the gym on February the 6th and it's back to the skeleton crew that was there. And the reason why is because those things don't stay top of mind in what we're doing. So if we're going to be our best as leaders, if we're going to be our best in what it is we're doing in our organizations, we have to be able to, first of all, be top of mind of what that best actually is. So you have to know what that best actually is and what you're doing with it, okay? And so now you'll have those reminders. And it's funny, I'll tell you, when my alarm goes off, many times when my alarm goes off, I was just about to do something that was opposite of whatever my alarm was. Okay? It doesn't mean that we're perfect in what we're doing. It just means it stays top of mind. But if you really want to take this to another level, and this is really a high-performing activity, if you really want to take this to another level, what you should do, and what I do, is that I keep a book with me. I keep a notebook with me every day. And at the end of the day, I ask myself 3 questions. And those 3 questions are, was I intentional today? Was I vibrant today? Was I loving today? I ask myself those 3 questions and understand that when you ask yourself those questions about your words, not every day will the answers be yes. But the thing is that if we can stay and keep that top of mind in what we're doing, it allows us to be better leaders, which allows us for us to be able to do more in our organizations. So just try it. Try it for 7 days with me. Try it for 7 days and just realize that if you stay focused on what the best of you is and what it is that we're trying to get done, it makes huge changes within our life and what it is that we're getting done. So it's about making sure that we stay on top of these pillars of high performance, because what we want to develop is teams that are clear, that have great energy, where we can work through and be able to have the energy to do it. They have the courage to tell the truth to each other and knowing that they have enough trust within those teams that you can tell the truth and be able to work with it so that you can be able to have the influence that you want to have. And that's how we actually achieve productivity within our workplaces and what it is that we do. I'll tell you that if you give us 12 weeks of your time with your teams, we will turn out teams that create more and that are better and that step up in a high performance ladder and that aren't going through all the different roller coasters and the different issues that we have. And that if our people can focus on that and do it. So if you're going to do that 7-day challenge, here's what I want you to do. Text me, my name, Oginga, to 31996. So this is the short code. Penny talked about the boomers. Let me explain it to you for the boomers. Okay? This is I can say that with Penny because Penny and me go back. 31996 is the short code you're actually texting to, and you're going to text my name. Don't put the quotation marks around my name either. Just explain it all for the boomers. I'm just saying there. And so you put it in there and text me. That'll give you my information. All right. I want to know how things turned out with it, because I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference in your life to be focused on what those things are that you're attempting and what you're trying to do and what you're trying to create. Do you have any questions? Yes, sir.
Just to take it up another level,
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about what your experience is as to why so many senior level people in organizations have difficulty being clear. And it strikes me that it may have something to do with accountability, but curious what your opinion is.
Absolutely. So what happens is that the more people that you have to influence and that you have to work with, it starts to get cloudy as far as that accountability. So because I'm an athlete, I turn things back to athletics. People always think that a football coach, the head football coach, is the leader of an organization, of a team. So a college football team has about 100 people on it. It is difficult to lead more than about 50 people as far as direct reports of people who you directly report to and do so. And so it's difficult to do that. So what football coaches have is they have position coaches. So when I was in college, the person that knew everything about me, that knew what was going on in my life, that knew what I was doing in the class, that knew what was going on with my girlfriend or whatever as far as that was my position coach. And so then there's 10 position coaches, and they're all working with about 10 to 15 people. And so when we are leaders, we have to really lean on that structure, because I'm a structure freak. That's what it is. It's all about how you structure in your life and your business, whatever it is. We have to lean on that structure and have good people and be able to lean on those people, because if we're trying to think about how to deal with that entire organization, you won't have clarity in what it is. But what we can look at is say, who are my 20 people who I need to deal with here, who then have these other 200 people or whatever that it flows down. And so now we have clarity, and you have to have a vision about what it is that you want to be able to do as well too. That's one of the biggest things, is that it's visionary leadership and saying more than just today. Many of us, we walk into our offices and we're like, I just want to get through this week. Oh, it's Thursday. Ooh, Friday is tomorrow. I'm so happy that Friday's tomorrow. That's great. But when you look at it, we have to say, what are we going to be doing 6 months from now? What is it that we're going to be doing a year from now? And how is what we're doing today affecting that? And so when we focus on that journey, it makes a difference. That's a good question, though.